of Shiraz. So it's easier drinking, fruitier, less complex. The second Shiraz, the fruit was grown exclusively on my vineyard like the second Chardonnay. We take lots of extra efforts to grow sustainably, organically, not totally purely organically, because sometimes we do use chemicals only when required, not prophylactically like many other vineyards do and like typical farmers do. So what we do is we treat it organically until we get into real trouble, and then we will use chemistry to get back things in control again, and then we will start going. But this gives us very low yielding fruit, very concentrated flavors, and very intense flavors. So we also make the wines in ways where we can use the intense flavors, and we marry that up with intense oak flavors and intense winemaking techniques. The Chardonnay, the second Chardonnay you had, is fermented in individual 300-liter barrels. We only make 500 cases a year. We leave it on the lees. The lees are the debris of fermentation, so the dead yeast cells, any other solids that are in the wine, in the fruit juice, when we make the wine. And then we leave it on there. We open the barrel once a week and we stir it so that we can get those flavors coming up into the wine. We do that for 4 months. Then we remove the lees and we finish aging that wine for another 4 or 5 months in barrels so that we get a really intense flavor. And then it sits in the bottle for 5 or 6 years before we release it. Otherwise, it's too powerful for you to enjoy. So that wine, the second Chardonnay, was the one that got 93 points from Wine Spectator about a month ago. The second wine, so the first Shiraz you had was the one that's made in stainless steel. The second Shiraz you had also was from our fruit, from our vineyard. So we are making that in a more intense style, so we extract more of the tannins from the skins. We age it in French oak barrels for 2 years so that we allow those tannins to soften and become approachable, and then we put it in the bottle and continue aging for another 3 or 4 years before we release it. Hence, the reason why those black label wines, Whispering Lake, are more expensive, because we have to put a lot more time and effort and barrel cost into those. So, and then the next 2 wines, you will have a Cabernet Merlot, which is also made in stainless steel tanks, so fruitier, softer, easier drinking. And then the last wine is a Cabernet Sauvignon, which is actually a Bordeaux blend, so it has Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit of Merlot, a bit of Cabernet Franc, and a little bit of Petit Verdot in there. Okay, so it's a Bordeaux style of wine.